Hello, hello, hello. I have to say, this has been the reading I've been looking forward to the most. My Leo moon has been acting up. It has been activated by the Aries new moon, by this eclipse, and I was like, we need to figure out what's going on. We need to get to the bottom of this. So hello, Leos. If you too have been activated by this Aries new moon, Aries eclipse, hello, my brother, my partner, my peoples. I'm here with you in the struggle, in the moment. And I don't know if it's a struggle. I don't think it's a struggle, but for me it's a trine. So it's positive energy, it's pulling, it's working together, right? But it is, I'm sorry, what? It's one of those moments. Aries is very much feeling the drive to just completely reinvent themselves. And that cardinal fire, that's exactly what it should be doing. But my fixed fire is like, okay, we can make some changes. We can shine brighter. We love that. And with it being the moon, my moon specifically, in Aries, in Leo, with this eclipse going on, it's a little bit like, maybe it's time to let your emotions shine. So perhaps, Leos, take a look and see what planet is inside of your chart and look and see if it was in any type of way close to where the eclipse or the new moon was, and see, then maybe give it an orb of about, I would say 2 to 3, maybe at the most 5 degrees going back or forth between those. And report back and let me know how that went for you. What you're feeling at the time, what you're experiencing at the time. Let's get this. Oh, so I'm doing a reading. Someone commented and they said they wanted to know more specifics about the new beginning. So that's what we're focusing on. So we're going to get the topic of your new beginning. Ooh, Queen of Pentacles. Love it. Grounding, stability, financial security, feeling much more calm about your finances, feeling much more connected to your finances, much more connected to just your overall physical well-being. Well, this is what is ending. Oh my, okay, well, that was interesting. So here's what was ending. Temperance in reverse. Seems like things were out of balance. Heart and mind were not on the same page, not feeling very good. There may have been feeling like a disconnect from your long-term goals, from this idea of what your legacy was going to be. You may have been trying to figure out and make up your mind about what that looked like for you. We have the Sun card here, which is you showing up in your reading. So you may have been feeling some childlike wonders, feeling very much like, hey, okay, I need to be appreciated. I need to get my time to shine. I need to do all these things. And with that came a sense of mournings. These things that didn't work out. We had the 2 cups in reverse on this one. We've got this disconnect going on from the family sphere, from your you may have been feeling like your long-term goals were just not panning out. Or maybe just you don't even care about those long-term goals anymore because they're throwing you so much off balance. And trying to find that joy and laughter and Leo quality that exists within you. And then realizing that these dreams, these connections just needed to go. You need to mourn them and feel the feelings and release them so you can turn around and get your balance back. Here's what is beginning. Oh, or not beginning. That's fascinating. We have the Death card in reverse for your beginning. Let's pull the clarifiers for that to see what was going on there. Where are you starting? Where are you heading? Okay, we're getting a little bit of maturity. We're getting a little stability, and we're getting Justice card. Well, you're balancing out. I wonder why in the world I would come with a Death card in reverse. A Death card in reverse would be so Death card is change, right? It is change. It's radical change. It's radical transformation. It seems like there's not a lot of radical transformation and not maybe a big change going on here. But there is a balancing that's happening. So maybe your energy is just shifting. Maybe it won't feel like a huge change, but it will feel like a shift because we're going from a Temperance card, which is your heart and mind not being in balance, not being together, one leaning a little bit more towards the other way. It seems like in this case, though, it was your emotions really pulling you out of this space of feeling like you're connected towards your long-term goals and your mission, and feeling very like you needed that childlike wonder, you were just missing that light that you have, to a space of, all right, what I put in is what I get out, cause and effect, justice. if I put in the work and I see things through, then I will find this stability, especially when it comes to finances. I will at least be able to dig down, and although I'm not at this 10 of Pentacles, okay, I can get to a 4 of Pentacles, and I'll just let things kind of stabilize. I'll step into this leadership role. It's a maturity thing. It's a advancement thing that's happening here. The Temperance card seems like it kind of pushed you back. It kind of pushed you back into reviewing some things, into maybe feeling like you had to not necessarily start over, but you had to get some things, like the energy needed to be shifted a bit. And so it shifted over and went backwards from a 14 to an 11 in this case, in an 8 in other decks, where it was like, okay, well, we need justice. We need to maybe perfect to balance out some of those things that were just not where they needed to be. And part of that is coming from a King of Wands, stepping into this King of Wands, understanding what your responsibilities are, understanding that you need to do the hard work, understanding that in order to get where you want, you got to be the leader. You got to be in charge of your fiery energy. Let's get some clarifiers specifically for this Queen of Pentacles. And this like stabilizing force that is the change that you're experiencing. We have a leaving an unhealthy situation, especially where you're like mentally unhealthy. And we have a moving and a new opportunity coming in. So we have 2 4s popping up for you. We have, it just seems like there's a big move towards this stability and a move towards like kind of getting out of this space of things just being turned on their head, cups knocked over, your head down, just like not your usual bright-eyed, bushy-tailed self, to saying that like this space mentally was not good for you. Your emotions were throwing you all over the place. You were not feeling the connections that you used to, and it was time for you to let that go and move on. And to also look at these 3 cards. We have the 3 cups. And although we're moving backwards a little bit, it's like if you can mourn, if you can be brave and mourn, if you can let go of the past and these cups that were not working out for you anyway because they were throwing you off balance, then you'll be able to have new opportunities come in that will provide you space to move forward. If you are able to, and even in this one, if you're able to, the message is the same either way. If you're able to let go of the past, the new opportunity come in. If you're able to mourn these things that didn't work out, the new opportunities, the balance of your heart and your mind is waiting for you. Mind, mental, justice. This is that airy energy that like was lost and was getting turned on its head by this situation that was happening back here, where there may have just been some disappointment or a loss in the family sphere. It may have been you disconnecting from family expectations related to what you would do with your life. And it may have just been that your long-term goals were like not working out. Not working out. You didn't want to be there. You were not happy. You found happiness in other places, or were needing to find some escapist tendencies. And although you were receiving the recognition, although it was like, oh my goodness, we're so proud of you, you're really doing these things, you were not happy. The things that were not working out, especially emotionally, were just really dragging you down. You weren't able to kind of see past those cups. And so it really is a time and a moment of release. And the interesting thing is that we would think that this would be a change, but it doesn't seem like it's a change per se. It doesn't seem like this is something that maybe was unknown to you. It was something that you recognized, and that it was finally maybe time for you to look at it, fully address it, fully find justice. Let's get your outcome. Got the 4 of Wands. Again, another stabilizing card, just kind of sideways. But it is really pulling these 3 cups. All these 3 cups here. It's like, okay, I have to create the container for my happiness. I got to do that. I got to take my energy and be on top of it so I can get that happiness. Look at that. You're showing up in 2 cases. You're showing up very strongly, Leo. We have a 2 of Cups, so a new partnership. The 2 of Cups we talked about over here. The 2 of Cups, your heart and your mind balancing out. When you take control, when you step up and just, and maybe that's why it's the Death card in reverse. It's because like it's not a radical change. It's not even really a change that needs to happen. It's kind of like you've been in denial and you just have to wake up and accept what's actually happening. So it's not a big change because it's all been there and it's all been occurring. You just have not been engaging with it, especially emotionally. Emotionally, you've been in the past, and it's just like, okay, come back to the present with us. Balance out these scales. So it's accepting that you have to create the container for your happiness. You have to understand your fire and the way that you engage with creativity in order to house the things that bring you joy. And then from there, because that's happy home, happy marriage. So if you are getting into a new relationship, if there is a legacy that kind of fell apart, whether that was a divorce or whether that was like family expectations, and like now you're moving towards something that's more authentic for yourself, we have a new connection that's coming in. Those two cups have finally been upright. You finally turned around and looked at them. You've done the mourning, the releasing of the things that, you needed to do around where your heart and your mind were imbalanced, and where you were sowing your feelings about things, about whether it might have been another Leo, but you were in your feelings about your long-term plans not working out, about the long-term investments not working out. And it was causing for you to act in childish ways, to be the son, but not a very mature son, to be wanting attention and care and all these things. And it really wasn't serving you, because it kept bringing you to these connections that didn't work out. They were not sustainable. They were not going anywhere. And if you wanted to get your heart and your mind, and that's what this whole like new beginning was about, was getting your heart and your mind back on track, you were going to have to leave behind your way of thinking about things and approaching things in the mental space you were in, and you were going to have to accept a new beginning, accept a new cup. And then when that happened, although it may not seem like a radical change, it may not seem like a huge change, it was really just, instead of you being the childlike side of Leo, the childlike side of the gun, the childlike side of the sun, you had to be the mature one. You had to step up and realize that things needed to be balanced, that the energy that you're putting in is what you're going to get out. And so if you want stability, you're going to have to put stability in. You're going to have to ground yourself, Queen of Pentacles. You're going to have to see yourself as someone who is loving, caring, nurturing, abundant. And you're going to have to do things in order to actually create that stability. And that means you're going to have to act in a much more mature way. You're going to have to turn away from the sun, and you're going to have to be the grown-up and be the King of Wands. And from there, you take that responsibility of housing your joy and happiness. You'll find the new connections. You'll find that balance between your heart and your mind. And then, not only are we leaving behind an unhealthy mental situation, you then are finally able to move past this lack of reciprocity and joy and happiness of what you've been experiencing emotionally. This leaving the past behind will bring you to a space of emotional fulfillment, or at least an understanding that where you were was not where you needed to be. You will have the strength and the courage of showing up again, the Leo card, the strength card. You'll have the strength and the courage to follow your actual instincts. You may have been listening to what other people wanted from you with that Ten of Pentacles, and it's now time for you to be your own person, to step into that light, to have justice for your own energy, and to be reborn as Queen of Pentacles, King of Wands, finding the joy and the happiness of what you deserve and following your own instincts towards what you desire. Pretty good reading, Leo. Resonates for me. I hope it resonates for you. If you would like to book a private reading with me, to work with me on inner work, shadow work, dream analysis, all the fun things, and if you would like maybe to check in on your own personal astrology, send me a message. I'd love to work with you. I'll see you later. Have a great one. Bye-bye.